Welcome to our fifth episode under season 1 of web design and development for beginners. Please, I'll keep on reminding you to subscribe to Simplified Academic Tutorials UG. Like, share, and comment for more videos. So, this fifth episode, we are going to see how we can style our website through use of CSS. Okay, that is it. So, what we have to do, let me first delete this and we begin afresh. Let me first delete this. Okay, so for you to style your website, like I said, you have to first link your CSS and your HTML files for you to design. Okay, so what you have to do first, I'm going to create a CSS file. I'm going to right click here on our website project. Okay, and then I'm going to write Control S such that I can save, and then I'm going to name our CSS file as design dot CSS. The file extension it is dot CSS. That's how you can name your CSS file. It's not .html, it is .css. And then I'm going to save. Okay, so after this I'm going to link our HTML files and to CSS. So like I said, here we have the HTML structure. Here we have the head, like you can see the head, and then the title. The title, it is used by the search engine, whereby someone can just go to, assuming your website is kawaida.com, and then someone will just put the URL as kawaida.com. So below your title, that's where you can put the link for HTML and CSS. So to link them, just we are going to use that tag. It's called link. Then I'm just going to tap the tab key. It will load like that. So here we have the link, and then these things: style sheet type equals txt /css, and then the hyperreference href equals. So we are interested in this. Okay, so in our href or hyperreference, that's where we are going to put our CSS file. It is called design.css. You mind about the spellings. Okay. Your CSS file, it will not be you will not see it on your browser, because on your website, because it is static. By the CSS, I think it stands for cascading style sheet. Yes. So let me first say whether I have linked them. So let me first check. I'll explain, don't worry. And then I put background color red, and then I close. Okay, so I've linked successfully. So in for you to style your website, you should know two things. Hmm? There's what we call a selector and then the property. Okay, for example, if you want to style this on your website, let me first browse and we see. Let me first save this. Okay, so what do we want to do? We want to style this welcome to Kawajalo Byte. So you should know the selector. So the page it is home.html, and then the selector it is this h1. I said the h1 stands for heading 1. Okay, so this will be our selector, and then what we want to style it to, that is the property, as we are going to see. So for example, we want to style welcome to kawayarobat.com. So the selector, I said it is the h1, and then we use these brackets. How do you call them? I think they are called braces. What? I think they are braces. Okay, I'm not so sure. So, but these are the brackets that we use in CSS. Inside those brackets, that's where we put. Uh, that's where we put the what? Our property. And then I'm going to click enter, and then such that I can put them like here. So the property, for example, I want to put it in the center. So the property it is text align. Okay, and then you put this colon, and then you have to terminate using these types of and then we want to center it. Center. Okay, let me see whether I have achieved that. Yes. So the property it is text align center, and then the selector it is h1. For example, let me use another property. For example, I want to change the font size. The font size it is the what? The property. The measures, there is pixels, there is percentage. So font size you can measure it through pixels. Pixel it is abbreviated as px. It is the smallest unit of measure in developing a website. So let me refresh. It is too small, 10 pixels, meaning I have to increase it. Let me set to 40. Let me see whether it is working. Okay, this one. So if we want to increase the thickness of this word of welcome to kawaya.com, there you can just use font weight. And then you can just give any figure. Let me say 600. There we can be increasing the word, the thickness of the word. Okay, maybe we want to give it a background color, or we can just give it a color. Which color can we use? Let me see. I'm not well conversant with color. I normally like blue, red, such colors, but you can put any color that you want. Okay, I have used the blue. Then you can also give it a background color, a background, so the background, you can specify that you want color. It can be background image, what? So background, it can be, let me use which color. Okay, so let me give the word color white, and then the background color, I make it blue. Okay, so that is it. And then let's try to style other things. On this website, what else can we style? Let's style this table. Okay, here we have a table, and then where you're seeing a name, that is a table dimension. From here up to here, that is a row. This is a table dimension. It is abbreviated as TD. Okay, so if I want to increase the size of our table, so meaning I'm going to, my select type is going to be table, and then inside those brackets I'm going to to give my table a width. So the width, it is a what? It is the property. Let me say a width of 100%. Okay, let me browse. Okay, and then if we want to center these texts that you're seeing, so they are under what? Table dimensions. Table dimensions, the select type is here. Where is it? It is here. Table dimension. Okay. So the selector, it is TD. So I want to center those texts inside that table dimension. So it is text align center. Okay, let me see. I've achieved. So maybe what you want to do, we want to give them some space inside. So there's what we call padding and margin. Padding, it gives space outside, and then margin, it gives space inside. Let me first use padding. Padding, it gives some space inside. Let me say 10 pixels. If okay, that is padding. It gives space inside. And then margin, the reverse is true. It gives space outside. Okay, maybe what we can look at, how we can style our form. Styling our form. Okay, so this is the form. Let me first rank it and we see how it looks. So it is like this. Okay, so we have here input. We want to give, I want to increase the length of our input of last name. Then meaning we have to first link our HTML file to CSS. to link it, just put this link tag, and then I'm going to press the tab key. And then inside the href, I'm going to put our CSS file is design.css, and then I save. Okay, and then I'm going to style white. I'm going to increase uh, the size of our input here, this one, eh, to occupy some good space, to increase its size. Okay, so meaning when you're styling, the selector is going to be input. Okay, and then the property, you can say I want to give it a width of, let me say, 80%. That is it. Yes, and then we want also to increase the size of what, of our uh, of this type of input. I think it is select. So this select, you you can put you can apply a block of codes to different selected at the same time. Okay, so there is select. Let me see whether it is the one. Yes, it is select. Okay, and then there's also the text area. Text area. Okay, let me save and refresh, and I see those changes. Okay, and then maybe I want to increase the size of this submit button. So so the the selector, it is button. Okay, let me separate this. It is button. Okay, inside, let me say I want to give it a width. A width of what? A width of let me say 50%. Okay, so maybe what you want to achieve, want when someone clicks on this button, uh, it changes some color. This color, I think is it gray? Yeah, maybe want to change it, to change this color from gray to blue to show that it is a button. So what you have to do is that thing, it is called the hover. Okay, so here there is a selector called button. So I'm going to put this colon, and then I put the word hover. Okay, hover which color? Let me say background color. It has been background color to, let me say blue. Okay, let me save and I see those changes. When someone clicks on it, it changes some color to from, but it's not working on, it's not working well, meaning we have to separate this hover. Let me first separate a button, and then hover. Let me cut this and I paste. I want it over. Then when you're hovering, so when you're hovering, let me just cut this and I paste it here. And first erase it. Okay, I save. You see? So maybe we want this color not to be white. So meaning here uh, under this first selector, you can put a background color, a background color. Which color? Let me see. Which color? Let me say gray. I'm not so good in colors. Okay, from gray to blue. So that is it. Maybe another thing what you want to do, want to give to increase the space of our form. So uh, there is padding and margin. I said padding, it gives space inside. Okay, so maybe we want this text area to be somehow big. So what you have to do is what you have to do our text area. Okay, I'm going to give it a padding of how many pixels. Let me say how many should I use? Yeah, padding you can measure it in pixels. Pixels is the smallest unit, and then percentage. Yes, it has changed. So someone can put some details and then after he or she can submit. And maybe we want to give we want also to increase the what? The size. The to increase the size inside those things. So the size of those two. So meaning I'm going to use padding of how many pixels. I can give them 10 pixels. Okay, so uh, we want to determine the difference between padding and margin. So what is padding and what is margin? So padding, like I said, it gives space inside, and then margin. So let me put here under those selectors. I put here margin, and you see what it does. Let me give how many pixels? 20 pixels, and you see. So that the distance in between outside it has increased. That's the use of margin. Margin to give space outside. That is it. But I don't want it. So I have removed margin. My space is enough. Okay, that is it. Maybe we want also to know how to style our images. Okay, to style our images. It is also very simple. should know what is a selector. Okay, and then a property. So our images are in this home.html. So we have already linked this page to our CSS. So meaning I'm just going to come here to CSS, and then maybe I want to style image. Okay, let me first show you our images, how they look. They are too big. Too what? Too big. So I'm going to reduce them. So meaning to style those images, I'm just going to put the selector, it is img. It's what I'm styling, and then maybe I want to give them a width of 50%. Okay, and then a height it is measured in pixels, maybe a height of 300 pixels. Let me refresh. So the image size has reduced, as you can see, it has reduced. Okay, that's how we can resize the images. Another thing, what we should know, how to insert a background image. A background image. For example, we want to put a background image in the what? In the body. Okay, the whole page of our website. To do that, by the way, when you look at this website, okay, I'll mention it later. Body, maybe you want to put a background image. So to put a background image, you what you should do, you just insert it under CSS. You just get a selector, and then to put a background image, it is inserted under CSS file. So the selector, I want it to occupy the whole page. The selector, it is body, and then the property, it can be background, and then I put those things, and then inside them I'm going to put URL. Okay, I open brackets, and then I put a single quote, and then I'm going to put there inside the image name and then the file extension. So assuming you want to put this arc.jpg, let me save. Let me save. Okay, so it is repeating. So that means to do that, there is a property that is called background repeat. Please don't repeat. Background repeat, no repeat. I don't want it to repeat. So that's why it is not repeating. So this is our background image here, the one you're seeing here. It has been repeating. Now it's not repeating through the use of background repeat. No, repeat. Assuming this okay, let me leave that. Okay, I think we can stop here, and maybe season 2 I'm also going to work on it, and it's going to be for advanced people. So hope you have enjoyed season 1. Please, you can go ahead and watch season 2 for advanced people. I believe that we all know what is web design. Yes, it is for advanced people. I'm going to be using PHP and then the web server. Yeah, but the environment we are going to be interacting with Sublime. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you so much. I remain as Kawalia Robert. Season 2 is coming soon. It is basically for advanced people. Thank you.